Well, would you look at that? New York City has decided to finally, okay, make like most of the rest of the country at this point and rescind their vaccine mandate, okay? Oh, only for the rich and famous, let's be completely honest, because there's a two-tiered society that's very fucking obvious for people. And yeah, it's totally being put into full enforcement by the moderate Democratic candidate for mayor of New York City, right? Really living up to that fucking title now, aren't you, pal? Anyways, New York has exempted all performers and athletes from its private business vaccine mandate, but is continuing to force all other workers to get the jab. So, okay, cool. What qualifies as being a performer or an athlete? Okay, does that mean do you have to be on stage talent? Like, okay, if we're taking a look at a play, right? If we're looking specifically at Broadway, is it the actors, but is it also the directors? Is it the producers as well? Is it the staff? Is it the assistants? Is it the crew? Is it the lighting rig guys? Like, who are we talking here? Where are the cutoffs? And again, for athletes, okay, are we talking about the guys who dribble the basketballs like Kyrie Irving? Okay, he's specifically been pointed out as being one of the guys who's just finally now allowed to play in home games in Brooklyn and then go play against the Knicks and then finally fully participate with his team. So it looks like once again Kyrie Irving, totally fucking right. Congratulations, he stood his ground. Still a great example of somebody who doesn't compromise their own beliefs and their own values for the almighty dollar, because he has plenty of those anyways. Not trying to undermine what he did, by the way. But yeah, just to finish that analogy, it's like, okay, so all the players are going to be exempt, okay, from getting the jab, however many are left anyways, or would be, because this was also going to affect the Yankees as well, okay, Yankees and Mets, and there were some players that aren't vaccinated, which, okay, cool. And then still for Toronto, for the Blue Jays, because Canada is still a fucking disaster of a country. No players that don't have the jab can't come up and play in Toronto because I guess it's still a thing up here and whatever. It's a nonsense country that doesn't make any sense. But no, okay, so you have the players themselves. They're going to be exempt from that. So the coaches, just the head coach, just the manager, and baseball, what about the assistant coaches? Okay, what about the staff? How far does this go? How famous is famous? That's what I want to know when it comes to this, because it's really stupid. It just goes to show you that the science is about as false as you've always known it to be. Mayor Eric Adams, a Democrat, announced the carve-out on March 24th at Citi Field ahead of the New York Mets opening day. Very stunning, very brave. Adams' predecessor, Bill de Blasio, imposed a raft of COVID-related mandates in 2021, including a private business COVID-19 mandate that contained an exemption for athletes and performers who were visiting the city, but not those who played for the home teams, because that's more of the science in action. Adams said he wanted to change the requirement after taking office in January 1st, then realized that, nah, it's actually fine, and I want to use that just in case that there's any sort of dip in my popularity. And what's that? People just keep getting yeeted in weird acts of random violence. We're going to go ahead and we're going to lift the vaccine mandate for the rich and famous. New York is a low-risk environment right now, but okay, cool. So if it's a low risk environment right now, how about you relinquish your emergency powers? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, cool. I see what you're doing here. So today we take another step in the city's economic recovery by letting famous. Okay, again, none of this makes sense once you see everything that's fucking going on. This is about putting New York City-based performers on a level playing field. Yes, exactly, level playing field. You got famous people and you got everybody else. This has nothing to do with the economy, okay? This is about, ooh, rich and famous. Ooh, look at the famous people out there. They're allowed to do it. They're allowed to do whatever they want. I hope I can be one of them someday. Fucking goobers. Mayor didn't cite any studies or real world data to support the alteration because there aren't any. There's nothing conceivable that you could point to. You can wait for a word salad response. Oh, we follow the science around here. We have looked at the data and analyzed the numbers, and we have found out that the science has changed on this topic, and now we can go ahead and let everybody go back to live a normal TM life. Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving had been unable to play during home games this season because of the mandate and has declined to get the coof jab. He was able to play the next home game, which is, Sunday? Against the Charlotte Hornets. Some Mets and Yankees players were also poised to be unable to play had the mandate not changed by April 7th, Major League Baseball's opening day. Adams said the move affected a small number of people, including struggling singers. Oh, of course. He really is a man of the people, okay, yeah. But because this isn't, like, based in reality, he's going to be getting sued because there seems to be no logic behind his decision on this one. Fired New York City workers want to sue Adams over athlete vaccine exemption because... Okay, if you work in a sports arena, you're helping the sports team, which is exempt, but you aren't because you're not enough a part of the team. Is that what we're going on? This is bizarre. Scores of workers who got fired for refusing to comply with the city's COVID-19 vaccine mandate are eager to sue Mayor Eric Adams over his decision to exempt local pro athletes and performers, lawyers said Thursday. This morning alone, we have received over 100 different calls asking for our help, Staten Island lawyer Louis Girolamo told the Post. Long Island lawyers James Mermingus, also said, hey, I already got 5 calls this morning and from the private sector employees that were let go because of the mandate and they want to fucking crack some heads, and they want to sue the city. Yeah, no shit. I would say that they probably have a pretty good line of logic on this one. I'm going to have them in my office over the weekend, he said. Mermingus, who's been dubbed the anti-shutdown lawyer, for filing pandemic-related suits, XXL suits, already represents 41 NYPD cops who are appealing denials of the requests to be exempted from the city's vaccine mandates on religious grounds. If they plan to sue, if those decisions go against them, he said. Mermingus called Adams' announcement Thursday another slap in the face for regular New Yorkers who just want to earn a living. Yeah, well, just get an NBA contract and everything will be fine, okay? Stop being poor. We're going to allow $50 million per year salary athletes. That's just, actually, I don't even know who makes that much money as a fucking athlete, but I guess in totality with sport or sponsorship deals, but whatever. Athletes play on their sports team, but what does the city need more? A healthy Yankees team or a healthy police department, he said. No, that's a fair analogy. But if you just wanted to drive it home, okay, cool. So you're allowing, let's just say hypothetically, I don't know if he is, but I seen him in a bunch of the thumbnails when these articles were being published, especially on the sports website. But let's just say, okay, Aaron Judge is allowed to take the field on opening day whenever the fuck it is. He doesn't have the jab. I don't know if he does or not, okay? It's also none of my fucking business, nor is it of anybody else's. But regardless, he's allowed to be out there, but the guy who fucking stalks his bats or make sure that his uniform is properly pressed and cleaned, they have to be fucking medically put under the microscope. How does that compute? Look at the crime that's going on in the city. This is absolutely ridiculous and backwards. Yeah, just banging on about the police as well. Girolamo also called Adams' move shameful, and the city's vaccine mandates were unconstitutional. Yeah, it just depends on which court picks that up, though, because sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Depends on the age and sex of the judge, let's be completely honest. He said the challenges to Thursday's executive order would come in the form of complaints to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunities Commission, which enforces federal laws prohibiting job discrimination. Yeah, and there's precedent, unfortunately, like I said, on both sides on this one, so I'll have to see how it goes. My partner, Mark Fonte, and I will aggressively be pursuing any legal action against the order to best represent our clients, he said. We are in the process of deciding what's the best avenue. Yeah, no, this is definitely the right way to go about this because, yeah, it's good news that vaccine mandates in whatever fucking places are still clinging to it are being finally lifted, and it's an overwhelming majority of places right now that don't have any sort of track and trace and fucking show your papers society anymore, but they aren't relinquishing their emergency powers, which is also fucking something you should be noting as well, because they're going to try to implement this after the summer. Okay, well, actually no, okay, because it is an election year, so it'll be mid to late November if you don't fucking make the right decision. which is incredibly tough to make at this point because there's not a lot of good people out there. But regardless of that, this is just a blatant example, okay? And Eric Adams is too fucking stupid to realize this. Maybe this was a rogue decision by him, but no, it just shows that the science has nothing to do with actual data, actual information, actual evidence. They're just fucking making it up as they go, and you guys are paying the price for it. Up here in Canada, we're totally fucking cucked and sucked by our fucking government, so whatever. With all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.